This episode of the Kyle Life Podcast is brought to you by Dojo Kyle Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Go to www.dojokyle.com to receive your 30 days of free training with the purchase of a uniform. Once again, that's www.dojokyle.com or call them at 512-995-1217.
Welcome to the Kyle Life Podcast, the only podcast dedicated to showcasing what makes Kyle, Texas unique. We interview local business owners, politicians, and talk with everyday residents to further promote our beautiful city. This podcast is brought to you by KyleLife.com and is proudly part of the Pearl Media Network. We thank you for tuning in today. Now sit back and enjoy the show.
Hey guys, Joshua here with Kyle Life, and we're broadcasting from Vita Salon, which is located at 1762 FM 967 in Buda, Texas. We recently ran a poll for our Facebook friends asking for their choice of the best hair salon studio in the Kyle area. The votes came in, and Vita Salon in Buda was our winner. Today, I'm talking with owner and manager Scotty Walker Brown. Scotty, thanks for being on our podcast.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Could you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself, the salon, and how long you guys have been in the area?
Sure. I have lived in this area for my entire life. We opened the salon in November of 2011 and then recently expanded in July of 2012. Started out just the two of us, Shiloh and I, and now there is 5 stylists and we are just having a blast.
That's great. How long have you been a stylist?
I have been a stylist for 10 years.
Always for yourself, or?
Yes, always an independent contractor. Graduated high school and started beauty school the next month.
So then what made you decide to open up your own salon?
Just an opportunity came up that we couldn't pass up. In this industry, you kind of want to be your own boss. I don't know who doesn't have that dream.
No, absolutely. And you've been enjoying that rather than working out of another salon?
Every minute of it.
That's great. So like I mentioned earlier, you guys were the favorite in a poll we did on the Kyle Life Facebook page. What do you think helped you build such a loyal following?
Honestly, I think it's just our customer service. We try to take care of our clients to the best of their needs and just have fun.
And I know, you know, we said this is located in Buda, but actually all y'all live in Kyle, right?
Yes. Of all of us, we have 5 stylists and we all live in Kyle. Started doing hair in Kyle 10 years ago and just ventured this way a little bit.
Part of living in Kyle, you do travel outside the city because people are like, hey, I thought it was the Kyle Life. And they said, yeah, but part of living in Kyle, you know, you can't go to a movie in Kyle. And when we asked our readers, that's y'all who they voted for. So obviously you'll do something right here for them to make that little 10-mile drive.
Yes, I like to think of it. You're still supporting the locals. We all live there. So
absolutely. Yeah, your money's going back into that local economy. And so besides haircuts, what other services can a client get here at Bella Vita?
Well, we are strictly a hair salon. So we do color services, any kind of chemical service, from perms to relaxers. And we can also do like small waxing, facial waxing and stuff like that.
Do y'all have any kind of specialties, or does each person do all of the above? Or
everybody here pretty much does all of the above. I mean, definitely, like, I prefer color. Some of the girls prefer to do the straighteners. And there's one girl that prefers to do haircuts over anything else.
So you can come here and get anything you need done, and anybody can help you out.
Yes.
Men come here as well?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We even had Field and Stream magazine for the men.
Hey, there you go. Perfect. Yeah, what would you tell a guy that maybe is intimidated of coming to a salon? They see the sign that says Bella Vita Salon. How do you try to appeal to the men demographic?
Well, really,
the magazine.
The magazine. We have Field and Stream, but I mean, we tried to not make it too girly. We have the toolboxes as our stations. Full-length mirrors, no, flowers and frilly things around. We want everybody to feel comfortable. We even, I know this has nothing to do with men, but we have a kids area because we're very family-friendly.
Awesome. Can we talk about pricing now? Do y'all have like across-the-board rates per service, or does it vary depending on, male, female?
Everybody here starts at $40 for their women's cuts. Men's are a little less, generally about $25. And then just depending on like kids, we do discounts for kids, depending on their age and their hair type and stuff. But everybody's independent since we're a booth rental salon. So you get to kind of work with your stylist and do your pricing that way.
And you can find that out before even stepping foot in the salon?
Absolutely.
Awesome. And so for interested listeners, what's the next step in them taking advantage of the services offered here? Can they walk in? Do they need to set an appointment by phone? What's the protocol on that?
Well, walk-ins are welcome if we have a stylist available. Your best bet, though, is going to be to call for an appointment. That number is 512-395-7278. And that way you don't have to wait around when you get here. And
Right. So if they did walk in and no one was here, I mean, they'd either have to come back or sit around for a while.
Right. We usually have a stylist here 7 days a week. It's just whether they have availability or not.
Awesome. Well, before we wrap this up, could you let our listeners know how else they can reach you? An email, website, Facebook, anything that's applicable?
You can definitely reach us on Facebook. It's Vita Salon Buda.
Do y'all have a Twitter?
No, we do not.
No Twitter?
No.
Man,
we're too busy.
You gotta get on Twitter.
Can't keep up with all that.
No, you gotta get on Twitter. That's 2012.
Oh,
Facebook is 2011. It's all right.
I'll have to get a 16-year-old to do that for me.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Scotty, for taking the time to be on the podcast.
Oh, thanks for having us.
No problem. And that will do it for this episode of the Kyle Life Podcast. If you'd like more information on Bella Vita Salon, you can find it on our webpage, www.kylelife.com, in our show notes for this podcast, or call Bella Vita at 512-395-7278. For KyleLife.com and the Pearl Media Network, I'm Joshua Stubing. Thank you for listening.